We need to start talking about a major bomb cyclone that is coming to the United States right now. It's going to bring several terrible impacts to the U.S., including a widespread blizzard, huge, very huge gusty winds for a huge portion of the United States. We're talking about up to 3 feet of snow in some places, other places seeing a widespread area that could see a foot. We also have to talk about an ice storm in the Northeast. This and more. Let's dive straight into it. Right now, this is what our storm system looks like. Got some snow going in Iowa, parts of the Dakotas, and then Minnesota. And this is just going to continue on. It's going to go on through the night, getting a lot of snow for you guys in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it's going to go right over the lakes. We're going to see terrible lake effect snow. And then look at that. We see a lot of ice storm over here in the Northeast as well. We'll talk about snow totals and ice totals in just a moment. This is going to continue to go off to the north, and we could see some lingering lake effect snow and moisture over in the Northeast by Tuesday. And that's just going to continue to go out, and we could see some reinforcement of snow come down from Canada. We are going to have some flow over here, which is going to keep our temperatures cool as well. We'll talk about temperatures in just a second. First, let's look at our mid-level flow. This is where our cyclone's coming down out of Canada, bringing Arctic air along with it. And look at how strong those winds are. That's a very strong system. This is going to bring lots of cold air and all that snow. It's going to continue to move off to the north. We see a lot of flow over here that's coming from the north into the northeast. This is going to keep our temperatures a little below average in the northeast and parts of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. So you see this just going to keep all these temperatures cool. And seems like this pattern is going to stay for a while, and then after that, when we get towards January, could definitely see some more troughs making our way down and across the valley, which could bring some more snow and cooler temperatures again towards the middle of January. This is what our snow totals could look like on Monday and Tuesday. We see Minnesota and parts of North Dakota. If you live anywhere in this purple area, you could definitely see at least 6 inches of snow, up to maybe even 12 inches. And the places that could see 12 inches is places like Minneapolis and Eau Claire, this area right in here in central, eastern Minnesota and far western Wisconsin. Northern Iowa and southern Wisconsin could see a few inches from the system as well. And then Michigan over here, you guys, where you guys see that lake effect snow in these reds, definitely see a foot of snow. And then in the northern peninsula, you could see up to 3 feet, especially live in this orange area. Definitely see 3 feet of snow out of the system. Otherwise, the other areas could definitely see a couple feet from this. Then the rest of Michigan over here could just see a few inches. As we move off to the northeast, Ohio could see a few inches. You could definitely see up to a foot if you live in the far northeastern corner of that. And then West Virginia could see some snow out of that. So you can see the higher elevations. You could definitely see a foot if you do live way up there in the mountains. And then your typical New York lake effect snow, definitely see a couple feet out of that if you live in those prone areas. Otherwise, a few inches, up to 6 inches. Definitely expected for you guys there in New York and Pennsylvania. And places like Maine and Vermont and Massachusetts can definitely see an inch up to a few inches from the system as well. But not only that, we're also going to see some ice. Definitely see a 1/4 inch of ice anywhere from Pennsylvania, especially down there in New York, to Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Could definitely see a lot of ice on Monday. So definitely would not be recommending you guys travel on Monday, maybe not even Tuesday morning as well, because this is going to be very slick conditions, and hopefully we don't see any power outages from this. Because this is a bomb cyclone that we are seeing, the pressure in the air is going to be very tight pressure gradients. This is going to provide up to 50-mile-an-hour winds in certain places of the United States. We're waking up this morning and we saw 50-mile-an-hour winds in the plains, and that's not going to stop because by Sunday night, we can see a widespread place. I believe this forecast is slightly underestimating the wind gusts, by the way. So we could see places as high as 50 mile an hour, especially up there near the lakes. This is not going to stop. It's going to continue to bring forth 50 to 60 mile an hour winds there near Ohio, to widespread 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts across basically the entire Ohio River Valley, portions of Iowa, Wisconsin, and it's not going to stop. It's going to continue, and then it's going to finally let loose. By the time it gets to New York, it'll start calming down and then moving out of here. So we are going to see blizzard conditions in central Minnesota going down there into Iowa, then also up here in the peninsula of Michigan, the very, very northern portions there. Definitely see some blizzard conditions and blizzard warnings for you guys. Let's talk about our temperatures. It's pretty nice there in the south in the 70s up to the 60s in Illinois and Indiana, but that's not going to last very long because we have that Arctic air from that system moving in. It's going to get cold really fast in the Ohio River Valley. We could see places in the negatives over there in Minnesota. This is Monday afternoon. Definitely see some freezing temperatures all the way down there towards Tennessee. It's not going to stop because waking up on Tuesday, we're going to see the entire country is going to be frozen, except for some certain portions over there in California, Texas, and Florida. But even Florida could see 32 in the Panhandle. And it's just going to stay locked in over the next couple of weeks because we're still going to see a lot of that flow. It's just going to keep freezing temperatures in the Northeast because of all that air that's just going to be sitting there continually backflood from Canada, which is definitely not going to be nice. We also need to be paying attention to some severe weather. We do have a slight risk today. It's because of all these storms over here that will be making its way to Illinois and Indiana. This afternoon and night, we can see a lot of wind shear. There's tons of wind shear. We see these storms trying to curve up, but the only problem is we're not going to have a lot of instability for these storms to work with. So the chances of very many tornadoes coming out of these is very low, or tornadoes that are holding on. We could definitely see some brief spin-up tornadoes today. Definitely a few of those possible. Then we're going to continue to see a line of thunderstorms extend all the way down there as far as Texas and Louisiana in the overnight hours before it travels off and weekends by the time it reaches the East Coast. This is what our slight risk looks like. It's mostly just for the 5% tornado risk, but also the 5% wind, or the 15% wind risk in the area. It's also a very tiny portion that could see some little hail, but definitely hail is not going to be today's threat whatsoever. That is all the weather talk I have for you. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Please like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, helps the YouTube algorithm out so much. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening.